Hey everyone, good night, good 7 o'clock. Welcome to the Greatness Game. Welcome to another night where we may meet over tea, wine, dessert for a little conversation about tonight, about what's going on, and a little bit of greatness and positivity for you. So my name is Dina Patton. I am the owner of Greatness Training and the author of the Greatness Game book. And we meet here every night at 7 o'clock so that I can be with you, you can be with me, and it's all about your mental toughness, your leadership, and your greatness games. So we have a little bit of change tonight. I was going to have my couples expert on with us tonight, but that is actually going to be another night. We had to reschedule it. So just like life, we got to adjust. So, but we are still talking about couples tonight. So, a few fun little tips actually from couples. So I got in action and asked couples how they were dealing with quarantine and how they were making good. So I have some really fun tips for you that just might help you be quarantined with your other half. So we know that it is out of obviously our normal to work together and be quarantined in the same house with kids, with work. It's just such a different environment. And so I asked 5 different couples their one tip or their one thing that they are doing. So this is my list of 5. And, for us, it is a little different because my husband is in law enforcement and he is still working every day. So my daughter and I are quarantined here, but my husband is still coming and going. So we are not working in the same house all the time together. So I wanted to go outside myself and check in with couples who were dealing with being together all the time. So one said they are literally building a she shed. How fun is that? So if you don't have a she shed, this might be the time that you build a extra addition or shed. They literally, you can order them offline, the she shed. So that's a fun idea. And I thought, wonder if we have room for that. This is kind of my she shed. My home office is a little bit of my she shed because it's only my space. So I love it. So the second couple, what they said was it feels like early retirement training, right? With like when you're stuck at home, it's like your careers are over and you're stuck at home and you have to deal with each other all the time. Now we still have kids and we still have careers, but the idea of being with each other all the time is a new concept. So they were like, we're kind of, acting like this is practice for pre-retirement. And if you have not heard that a lot of people get divorced in their retirement ages, and this is why, is they have had the kids and the careers and going, and then all of a sudden they stop and they have to deal with each other 24/7. So, hey, it's practice for that, right? So dealing with that and getting used to each other, getting used to a different conversation and a different dynamic and how to be with each other all the time. So that was their tip is see it as practice for early retirement. And then the third one was super cute, and that was that they are still having date nights and pretending they're going to a restaurant, and the kids are the servers or the restaurant. And so they're, pretending Saturday night is date night in their kitchen, and the kids are the restaurant, and they make the food and they serve it, and they have a date night. So how cute is that? Or you could do it on your back patio. The other night, Sunday night, I think it was, Garth Brooks was having a live concert, which I think he is doing on his Facebook page. And but he was doing it on CBS. He was broadcasting to CBS. And it was probably a good hour, him and his wife. And we sat out on our porch and had our fire pit going. And we were actually roasting marshmallows and watching the concert on our porch. So it was so lovely, and it was just, those little moments that you need right now that are just connection and sweet and light and fun. So that was fun. All right, so tip number 4, which I thought was really wise, and that was save hot topics for your weekly family meeting. So one of the biggest things around having a healthy marriage is having a weekly meeting where you're, discussing hot topics, hard decisions, budgets, you're looking over money, decisions, any major decisions, so that you could do it, every week, Sunday nights maybe, or Sunday mornings, something where once a week you are coming together intentionally to deal with any hard decisions that you have in your family. So they were saying we're really being intentional in saving any hard decisions or anything like that for the family meeting, which I thought was really smart because we don't need more stress right now. So that was their tip of not bringing it up, not bringing hard topics unless it's urgent in their family meeting. So that was a smart one. Tip number 4. So tip number 5, which totally has my heart, because when I read the book, The 5 Love Languages, it completely turned my whole, just my whole idea around love and communicating love and needing love. I really believe our purpose on this planet is to love and be loved. When we do that really well, like everything else is such a distraction away from that. And I just feel like it's such a powerful purpose that all of us can be in, to love and be loved when we do that well. And that's even in our careers, in our businesses, in our lives. So tip number 5 is what they said was helping each other cope by using their love language every day. So that intentionality of loving your spouse or your other half in their love language and being super aware of that in this time right now. So the 5 love languages, let's see if I think I have them memorized. So there's touch, there's quality time, there's gifts. I'm going to blank 1 or 2. There's words, and I'm going to miss a 5th one. If you know the 5th one, write it in the comments. And so if you don't know that book, order it on Amazon. It is a game changer, not just in your relationship, in your marriage, but with your children and with your friends and family, but also yourself. Like when I learned my love language, I just got which is words and touch. Acts of service. Yay! Thank you, Sheila. Acts of service. When you know your love language, you just understand yourself so much more. And when your tank is low, you can, for me, when my tank is low, I can say to my husband, oh, man, I feel so empty, my tank is empty. So I can communicate that to him. He knows that, sitting down and having a conversation, having a connection conversation will fill me back up. Or I can get on the phone with a friend, or, I know certain friends who just love me in my love language. So it is such a powerful thing to practice right now with yourself, in your marriage, and with your kids. When you love your kids in their love language, it changes the whole game. And I'll tell you this really quick story, is when a parent doesn't know a child's love language, you might be loving them, like say in acts of service. You're doing a ton of service to them, just acts of service, doing tons of things for them. And that's your love language. And you're loving them in that love language. But what if your kids' love language is gifts? And it's like this, they don't feel loved. And so that's the power of knowing love language is, when we need to love our kids in gift love language, but we're acts of service or we're words, right? So if I'm words and my child is gift, which she is, I have to be aware she's not going to respond like I do to words. her, bringing home a little gift for her, or even when I'm on a hike, I found a beautiful flower or a beautiful rock, those kind of thoughtful gifts. It does not have to be bought. Just a thoughtful gift for your gifts person is like so fulfilling to them. So that if you don't do anything in this quarantine time, I highly suggest the 5 Love Languages. It's an amazing book. It will totally change the way you are loved and that you want to be loved. Very, very powerful book. So those are my 5 tips. If you missed this live, you can go back and rewind it. But what I pretty much did is I got the poll from a bunch of friends who are quarantined with their spouse. I am not, like I said, because my husband is still working, has to work in law enforcement daily. So we are not in that situation. But my couples therapist expert, she is amazing. She's going to have some really amazing tips. We are rescheduling her. So stay tuned. She will be back. If you are new to the Greatness Game, this is your time that, we just meet every night, 7 o'clock, that I get, it's my love language. So it's my love language to get in connection with you guys and really to share my greatness. What I believe right now is our faith and our mindset are 2 of the biggest things that we need to hold on to and be positive and be powerful right now. And those are the 2 things that have gotten me through everything I've ever gone through, are those 2 things. So if I can give you any tips, any advice, any love, it's going to be those 2 things. That's what I coach on. That's what I love. That's what I love sharing. That's what I speak on. And really what we need right now is keeping our minds focused on greatness games, on positivity, on loving each other, to love and be loved, and our faith, whatever that is for you. Putting God right in the middle of our challenges, of our struggles, and holding on to God and not our pain, I believe is a very powerful way of being and a way of looking at things. There's so many blessings in this time. I know it's challenging too, emotionally, physically, financially, spiritually, but there's also so many blessings and so many things that we need to be grateful for. So this is the 13th episode of The Greatness Game. Every single night I address something, do a different training. So each one has a different theme. I hope that you find them to be helpful. I am getting so many love messages and emails and direct messages of how it is helping. And if it's not helping, it's fine. But my intention is that I'm here to serve. I'm here to love you guys and love and be loved, and help us get through this. And what I always say is your future needs you, your past doesn't. This is all about moving us forward into our future because your future needs you. Your future needs you to show up right now, needs you to be focused. Now, it doesn't need you to be focused all the time, doesn't need you to be working all the time. So much of this time right now is self-care around our emotional self, our spiritual self, our mental self, our physical self, and our financial self, right? Really taking care of all 5 of those. So, so, so important. So my encouragement is keep reflecting on those things. Keep those things, as positive as possible. Anything else, that you guys want me to address? A couple people have read my book and sent me some notes about subjects that they want me to cover this week. So I will be on that. Otherwise, I hope that you guys have a wonderful night. We actually just went on a bike ride. It's so beautiful out here in Arizona. So we just went on a bike ride, and I think I'm hitting a movie and a margarita. That's my evening. So thank you for joining me on The Greatness Game. Be here tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, and I will see you guys then. Cheers to your greatness. Mwah.